Hello, everyone. We are back, bringing you game 2 of the finals. Looks like chat bans are underway. This is going to be Clueless versus Wawix's RP farm. And the bans for this game are Jarvan, Kassadin, Wukong, and Kha'Zix. And we are at the champion select screen now.
I didn't see all of the chat bans. I only saw the first couple.
I got him.
Was Jace banned?
Some stuff that wasn't Jace was banned.
Oh, was Jace banned?
Some stuff that wasn't Jace was banned.
That doesn't preclude Jace being banned.
It's true. Nah, they were, J4 Cass, Wukong, and Kha'Zix.
There's the LeBlanc ban. Mad respect to Sifu Calvin. And he deserves it.
He's a really good LeBlanc player. MMKH is also a good LeBlanc player. Let's see, Dominate Gaming's owner, the Feedski's a pretty good LeBlanc player as well. Generic is also an excellent LeBlanc player. He even wrote an awesome guide for it that you can find on lolpro.com.
Speaking of guides, I know it's not a Dominion guide, but you should look at my Sunray guide.
Currently updated for
Almost
this
updated.
season. Almost
updated.
Almost fully updated. It's hard to find a fully updated guide. I do not play a lot of Summoner's Rift because I don't like it. But I have a lot of friends that do. And when they make me play Summoner's Rift, I basically live off of guides because of how little I play it. And when I want to like jungle a new character or top a new character, because I'm pretty bad at the other positions, they usually throw me in jungle.
Support with Sona.
Yeah, or, you know, I guess now that there's a good guide for Sona, I could try that again. And when I go to read a guide and I see that it hasn't been updated in like 6 months and it's like several patches out of date, I'm like, what do I even do with this? One of the items in the build that's like recommended as core isn't even in the game anymore. What do I do? I love guides that are updated. And there is that Jace ban.
Yeah, Jace ban makes a lot of sense. Ooh. Oh.
Damn.
Ooh.
I'd rather ban that than Jace. Like, I'm not even kidding.
Wait, no, they got Zyra. They banned Jace and got Zyra.
Yeah, I know. I'd rather ban Zyra and fight Jace any day of the week. Zyra's way more dangerous.
It wasn't Wawix's RP farm that decided to leave Zyra open by banning Jace.
I know.
Okay.
I just that Zyra got through it all makes me unhappy. Like look at the other team's bans.
Yeah, I probably would have banned Zyra instead of Kayle.
I would have left the Kayle open instead of the Zyra.
But Tay is really good at Kayle.
It's true. Just you can't really handle the Zyra. Well, I mean, if you want to know how to handle Zyra, check the end of the year chat log, which I'll throw that in the Twitch chat again for anyone that hasn't seen it yet. And Pilar can tell you exactly how to deal with Zyra, what counters her. It's in the chat log, and at one of the points in there. Alright.
Alright, so Mundo and Vi locked in there. By Wawix's RP farm. The Mundo was very effective last game. I expect it to be very effective again this game.
Yeah, half-hard Zyra. I'm pretty sure it's going to be half-hard on Zyra, too. That should be pretty solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did throw that link in. I tabbed over. I'm like, did I actually link that? Yeah, okay, I did.
Ooh, they get Urgot, too.
Oh, dear. Well, now what does he play? So, Supportal probably plays Zyra? That wouldn't surprise me at all. Yeah, it's probably Supportal, Zyra, half-hard Urgot. Talith's going to stick with that pick, probably. If they're taking Mundo again, they will probably throw that over to MMKH. They're probably going to keep... Yeah. MMKH is probably going to pick for Acoustic. And Sifu sticking on Vi is probably what's going to happen there. Come on, screen. There we
That's
go.
a lot of healing. I really hope to see multiple executioners this game.
Oh, to build off of what Gigi Bay was saying in the last game about supports running whatever item, is because supports can sort of live off of like 2 tanky items and then get a third item that is like
Oh,
an
summoner
executioner's.
blockers.
It's up now. It just took
Okay.
a second. Like they can get a third item that's like an executioner's calling or a BFT or something like that that will help out their team as well. People get a little like, it's not a support item, and I'm like, that's the definition of a support item, sir.
I'm really a huge fan of executioners on supports.
They
I
auto
think it's
attack all the time. I like to build it on
Yeah,
Leona.
I think it's a really, really, really strong item pick because you look at those champions that are strong right now. Mundo is terrifying. Shyvana is really good. She has a lot of sustain. I mean, you have Maokai.
I like
Tons
it
of
against
sustain.
Tarek, Mao, Mundo are generally when I build it as Leo, but I usually don't rush it. Otherwise, I'm too squishy.
Yeah, not necessarily. Or Trundle also fantastic item against Trundle. If we look over on Summer's Rift, Nasus really strong. Executioners against Nasus, really, really good pickup. I mean, the AD carry is going to be rushing lifesteal. Every AD carry rushes BT or Blade of the Ruin King for the most part. So you get an Executioners against that gets rid of the lifesteal. Even if you get that in lane, they're going to be doing a ton of damage to them.
Alright, and we're going to see that.
Executioners. And Nidalee heals.
I think the best way to deal with Nidalee is a ban. That champion sucks. You just can't do anything about her except take spears to the face.
There was some pretty great Faker play of Nidalee on Christmas.
Faker just makes consistently good plays. That guy's fun to
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah, my favorite play that he made throughout the night was a max range spear, but because they changed the way that spears work, he threw the max range spear and then immediately flashed into melee with a takedown. So it was max range Q, flash as the spear is traveling, and then right after the spear hits, a takedown with his Q, and it was just 100 to 0 the AD carry.
Damn.
It was so good. It was so good.
I just remember him totally effing up blind pick when he was playing Fizz. And then everyone wanted to play Fizz. And then I just stopped playing and went to Steam for a while.
Also, when he played Zed during the summer championship finals against KT Bullets, he outplayed Ryu in that game 5.
Ryu actually missed an auto attack that he should
Yeah.
have been able to get.
But Faker was able to outplay that, and I gotta say, that was really good.
Yeah, that was one of the best plays that I've ever seen, period, in all of League of Legends. And never mind that Rio missed an auto attack. That was fantastic play by Faker.
I still feel bad for CG Entis Blaze, though. They always...
No, it's all about KTV. It's all about KTV.
Flame...
KTV.
Flame carries his team so much that he beats Insect, but everyone else, they just can't do anything about it. I remember watching during was it during the qualifiers for season 3 Worlds, and what happened was Flame was destroying Insect, and in the end Insect's KTB was able to outshine everyone because Blaze wasn't able to live up to what Flame wanted, and there's talks about Flame swearing and stuff at his teammates, and I would understand. Like I would be swearing at my teammates if like let's say it was like a big tournament and you want to win, but your team isn't living up to your expectations, then yeah, I'd be swearing at my team to tell them to get their shit together and try to at least do something.
Alright, I ran out of marshmallows. I gotta get up because my voice is starting to kill me again. I should be back in time to hit the transition.
Dude,
still.
I was totally going to recommend that you have marshmallows because I was like trying to think of something that's delicious and doesn't feel shitty on your throat. And my first thought was marshmallows, but then I was like, no, that sounds ridiculous.
No, marshmallows
didn't
are
say
like
it.
magic. Like just, I get the big ones, like the bags are like the big, the ones that are like, I can't even have anything quantified for size because everyone's in different places that use metric or inches or something like that. But not the small, tiny ones. The big, fat ones used for like roasting or s'mores or something.
They're like 4 of them would fit inside of a mouse.
Nah, they're like, if you are in
Yeah.
America and you
maybe
like,
5.
if you were in America and you like made a cylinder with a dollar bill, or like you took an Eisenhower dollar and just like turned that into a sphere.
Oh yeah. Okay, you take a dollar coin, right? And then you put a cylinder on top of that.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's about that big. Yeah, it's about a 2-inch tall cylinder, about the diameter of a dollar coin or 50-cent piece in American currency. And yeah, I just take one of those big ones. I just take little bites out of it while I'm casting, and or I'll like eat a half of one during a load screen or something when I don't have to talk. And it's so nice. Like, I don't know why or what it is about marshmallows, but they are for real casting aid. Marshmallow strats are best strats.
Alright, so in terms of strats, we're casting a tournament here, not casting a cooking show. So welcome to the stream if you're new. This is Dominate Dominion number 89. And it is Clueless versus Wawix RP Farm. Clueless is currently down 0-1 in the series. Wawix's RP Farm is currently up 1-0 in the series. So in order to bring it to a game 3, Clueless needs to win this game. So we're a little bit rooting for Clueless so we can get a game 3. But it is Urgot being played by Half-Hearted, Mad Supportal on Zyra, Talith PA on Talon, Tay on Trundle, Wolfer playing Nocturne in the bot lane. That is going to be Clueless, and over on the other side is Wawix's RP Farm, Sifu Calvin playing Vi, Acoustic Ninja on Ezreal, Krag on Sona, MMKH on the Unkillable Mundo, and Lurch playing Udyr. I'm excited. I think this is going to be good. Last game was super back and forth. You should watch the VOD if you missed it, and if you want to hear a short recap, it was basically Clueless very, very far ahead early on. They won the windmill fight pretty effectively. Held on to 3 points for the majority of the game, but Mundo got huge, LeBlanc got huge, and Jace got huge, and then there was nothing really that Clueless could do against that because Mundo was completely unkillable, and the Executioners on Talon wasn't quite enough to shut him down completely. And so Mundo just sort of took over the game in that everyone was chasing him. Jace and LeBlanc sort of took over the game in that they were killing everyone, and Clueless got stuck between a tank and an assassin, but the assassin killed them before they could kill the assassin.
I just noticed, looking at the summoner spells coming in from Sifu Calvin's, aka Wawix's RP farm, Acoustic Ninja is running Clairvoyance, something we don't see on Ezreal. Usually we see that on a support like Sona, but Sona opting out for a Garrison and Acoustic Ninja taking the Clairvoyance. Now, I'm probably going to say that he's going to look for potential snipes with that Clairvoyance as well as scouting information. Plus, this is Acoustic Ninja's Ezreal, and we've seen it do a lot of work back then. Just like his Vayne.
His Jace last game was pretty terror, and honestly, Ezreal's a champion that plays somewhat similarly to Jace. You gotta throw out those Qs, land your Qs, and if you can do that, you're pretty good. Gotta be able to position. But yeah, you're absolutely right. A little bit surprising to see that. Frequently, you see Barrier or Flash or potentially even Cleanse over on the AD carry.
Yeah, and we do see something actually new. Acoustic Ninja and Sifu Calvin both capping the drill. Now, that's something we don't usually see where two people cap the midpoint, but this is going to give time for blue team to actually make their way up to the windmill. And we do see that no one's interrupted Matt's portal and is able to get a lot of the tower in their favor.
Yeah, Tay taken almost all the way down. The exhaust on the Super Calvin though, and Tay stays in the middle of the fight to get the kill onto Vi. MMK taking so much damage. It's a double kill for Trundle. Those Zyra plans are doing so much, and I think that's going to be the cap of the windmill. Tay doing a nice job of zoning there, and then also backing out when he knows he can't stay any longer. Revives were used both by Vi and by Mundo, so they're both going to be able to come back to the fight really quickly. Lurch is actually almost taken down by Wolfer. Wolfer has used the Ignite in the bot lane, needs one more auto attack, can't quite get it, he runs a little bit too fast, and Sifu Calvin rotating back to from the top lane is going to be able to chase Wolfer off the point, actually uses a Dustbringer to get a little bit of move speed to get away, because he knows the Vault Breaker is coming and doesn't want to take too much damage there.
Yeah, now we do see that blue team is holding this windmill point down really well against MMKH's Mundo, Acoustic Ninja's Ezreal, and Krog's Sona. But we're probably going to see a lot of plays being made down at the bot, or maybe some potential backcaps from MMKH's Mundo.
Yeah, at top point, we have 2 versus 3 right now in favor of Clueless. And Vi is starting to move up, or not in favor of Clueless, in favor of Wawix RP farm. But looks like they're going to go and try and pick up the Storm Shield here. Not quite able to. Half-hearted standing there running interference, throwing out those Qs. MMKH's Q does not actually hit, and it looks like Sifu Calvin is going to be able to pick this up, has a lot of zoning. Talith is in the area. Right now in top, it's Acoustic Ninja versus the Portal. And I don't think Acoustic Ninja is really going to be able to get the best of this one. Look how much damage that did. Those plants, he's taken down to about 25 HP as a result. 2 are rotating up, so Supportal needs to be a little bit careful. Does not have ult. Now he has ult, so he's going to be able to drop that Stranglethorns if he needs to. Denning Blows does a ton of damage there from Vi, MMKH in the area also. But Talith, PA, Half-Hearted, and Tay have all come up, and Supportal has Stranglethorns, keep in mind, so that's a huge AoE knockup that can happen as a result. There's Suppress on a Super Calvin, pulling him to the middle. No Stranglethorns yet. Crescendo comes across, but Vi was already dead. Right now, Mundo is trying to channel the point. Krayak stuck in the middle of the team, probably going to go down. Half-Hearted goes down to the Ezreal. I think shift damage actually there. So Portal with the Stranglethorns, the damage does pick up the kill on the Soda. Panthers grasping it's on an Acoustic Ninja. Double kill for the team, 1 for each of them, and MMK is going to have to go over to the back door. But Tay coming in to get that interrupt there. Does put down the Frozen Domain. There's the ult burned. Pillar of Ice goes. And MMKH is probably going to be able to survive pretty well because he does have that ult. And that ult is pretty good.
Yeah, Mundo being able to regen a lot of health, he's practically going to nullify all the damage that is going to be dealt to him until someone on the enemy team either ignites him, builds an Executioner's Calling, or a Morello Nomicon. I predict that Supportal will actually pick up a Nomicon on Zyra, as well as Talon will pick up that Executioner's Calling. Now we do see Half-Hearted and Tay making a play. Sifu Calvin does get poked down just by a little bit. True Shot Barrage does connect onto both of them. Tay pops the ultimate, does get the kill onto
that was so much
Calvin.
damage all of a sudden. And Tay actually is still alive. MMKH can land the last cleave for the Burning Axe is kicking, and the ult comes in from Wolfer. Tay lives there. Tay really low on Trundle, but he is alive. He survived. He is a survivor. He is Trundle. What a troll.
Yeah, the paranoia from Wolfer coming in at the last second to deal that little bit of damage to MMKH was just enough to save Tay, as well as I think he blocked a cleaver, or MMKH did not connect that cleaver. But meanwhile, at the drill, we do see Talith PA overextending here, and Sifu Calvin.
Right now.
Yeah. Assault and Battery.
Going to drop.
Yeah, but
I
we do
always
see...
mix up Noxian Diplomacy and Cutthroat when I'm talking about Talon.
Well, they do kind of... It seems similar, but we do see Wolfer actually making his way top. Meanwhile, Talipia, a nice Stranglethorns goes across. Crescendo lands onto 2, but that fight just goes in favor of Blue Team. Blue Team with that Stranglethorns on Mad Supportal Zyra, knocking up everyone. The crescendo not connecting with Wolfer or Tay, just able to deal a lot of damage with that knockup being dealt, and they were able to focus down both acoustic, practically getting a 4-for-1 trade.
A nice thing to note about that is Wolfer coming up from the bottom because Talith PA got picked off. In order to have a fair fight up there at all, they had to bring Wolfer up to have a 4v4 because otherwise it would have been a 4v3. And then when Talon came back up, he just went straight down the bottom to break.
Yeah, Urgot
so Wolfer trying to clear out those creeps in top lane, and he can't quite do it. So that means that right now the windmill is neutralized. And I was actually a little bit surprised that they decided to commit for the drill, given that there was such a huge creep wave pushing towards their top point. Because right now, with the numbers disadvantage, there's actually nothing that Clueless can do for the moment. Wolfer should be able to pick up the health, and actually a nice grass moves come in from Supportal. He barely managed to clip the edge there. They pick it up. Half-hearted coming in and doing a lot. Supportal just got melted from the damage from Sona, actually. Trying to save that to make sure that it hits actually misses Calvin there. Calvin does go down ultimately. But Mundo has joined the fight. Mundo is so scary. Mundo is so dead. Half-hearted is still alive. One auto attack from Sona would be enough. There's a W court. I don't think even needed the court as a double kill for Sona. But Supportal coming back to the fight did just burn his revive to get here. I think that's the first time that that's second time actually. But the Grass Ringers goes down. Zyra with 1 kill, and Sona can't get the kill on Tay.
And now that it's safe, Wolfer is actually going to come back down to the bottom lane now. You saw he kind of got stuck up at the top part of the map for a while because there really wasn't any convenient time for him to go back down and retake his lane because of the constant enemy presence up there. So as a result, Talon had to continue to hang out around there until there was a safe occasion for them to switch.
Yep, and now he has switched and he's trying to get a kill on the Super Calvin. There's the pickoff, and Zyra actually picks it up. Mad Supportal with the Q plant. Mundo in top, starting to channel, not going to be able to do quite enough. I'm sensing a Zyra ban next game. She's just such a useful champ to have. Mundo does go down. Krag actually going for a backdoor. And Lurch now just dominating Wolfer in large part thanks to that exhaust. Doesn't even need the gank coming down from using Ninja. And that's just sort of the champions that Lurch has been playing, is champions that, yeah, maybe they'll not do so well very early on, but you get to a certain point, and then you're just able to completely dominate the enemy bot laner, especially if it's someone a little bit on the squishy side like Nocturne. Crescendo completely misses there. It was a really nice juke. Stranglethorns goes down. Oh, the knockup on the Steamer Calvin stops him. He pulls the Stranglethorns down for Sona, but he got the knockup on the Steamer as well. And let's see if we can land absolutely not kill. But that will be a close. That's supposed to be the close plan on. But Talith PA coming in as well for the assassination there. I'll probably push that. Talith PA is coming into the party. He wants to play too. It'll be fun. He wanted to shoot something. Talith at the boneyard right now, forcing actually 3 people to come down bot. He's gonna back off, but that is fine. All he wanted to do was just delay them for a bit before Tay could finish capping, which Tay did. Wolfer is alone 1 versus 2 in top right now against Kriag and MMKH, and that is not something that he can fight all that easily. Puts the spell shield on, didn't actually block anything, I don't think. The fear tether onto Sona. They just want to kill Sona really, really quickly before she can continue to stay in Mundo. They do get the kill there, but Sifu Calvin was coming up as well. Zyra is going to get focused down almost immediately. Wolfer probably will fall as well. Got the fear tether actually onto MMKH, so that was pretty huge. Gonna try to back out. There's knockback from Sifu Calvin with that Q with Ballbreaker. He's still alive. Wolfer is still alive. The cleaver from Mundo jukes it again, but can't juke the auto attack from Vi. And Half-Hearted couldn't get the kill quite in time. Falling Deer with the shutdown onto Trundle, but Tay is returning. Tay is not gonna get there in time to get the neutralize. Not quite. Needed to have Subjugate up so that he can have a ranged interrupt onto Lurch, and he didn't have that. He's looking a little bit to 1v2, but only sitting on an Eternity Force right now. Still doesn't have the Spirit Visage, still doesn't have that much health, and doesn't, or health regen, and he doesn't even have his ult right now. Let alone he's not that tanky, so he can't quite do the 1v2 thing.
Yeah, meanwhile at the top lane, MMKH and Half-Hearted just duking it out. trying to stall this top point, waiting for their team to come. But meanwhile, while that's going on, Lurch and Wolfer with Craw are fighting it out, and they do pick up the kill onto Wolfer. Wolfer does not have that revive. Meanwhile, Acoustic Ninja does go down to Tay and Mad Supportal. But back at the top lane, Half-Hearted does take out Sifu Calvin, and Sifu Calvin forced to pop that revive. And they're probably going to be looking at capping this windmill point back in favor of blue team, but they're still down a couple of points as purple team does lead the cap to 3-1, 3.5 cap, if you could say so. And Garrison being used down at the bot, so they're going to be regenning that health. Paranoia, Wolfer does use the Paranoia, jumps in. I'm not so sure if that was a really good idea, but Tay coming in, doing a lot of damage, but does go down to Lurch's Udyr. And now Wolfer taking a lot of damage as well, but having to sustain from Umbra Blades, as well as having a Vam Scepter.
The snipe! Oh, it caught him in the well, but he'd already regened. That was almost really, really good from Acoustic Ninja, but last down onto Half-Hearted. That's actually really great that way. He's going in melee range of Nocturne right now. The third color does happen, and will pick up. The neutral was also taken on the Quarry right now. So it's 3.5 cap still for Wawix's RP farm. Sifu Calvin going head to head for their assault battery and a half. He wants it. He can't get the kill. And they're gonna have to back up. Meanwhile, Cage against Tay. Both those.
Yeah. By not being able to connect with the excessive force, to get the bit of the AoE auto attack coming out to hit Half-Hearted would have taken him down, but in the end, a great play from blue team protecting Half-Hearted and taking out Sifu Calvin. Meanwhile, Tay up in the top lane, he's not in good position. Meanwhile, Acoustic Ninja, you're also not in a good position. Talon just jumping on and completely bursts him down. Meanwhile, Tay and Mundo just fighting it out, but Stranglethorns, nice grasping roots as well. Not Stranglethorn, grasping root onto Mundo, and Mundo gets taken down in the end.
Yeah, somebody used Crescendo there. It was a pretty good Crescendo. Now in top lane, actually going to get suppressed into the middle of the enemy team. And so it's Clueless picking up that kill there. Sifu Calvin's still diving in, still wants to go for this, and Acoustic Ninja has come in from the other side. Can he get enough damage? Not enough damage quite. Gets an E across to escape. Half-Hearted still alive. Ezreal wants to kite Tay right now, but I don't think he's going to be able to, especially not with that pillar. Nice E over to the side. Oh, one more auto attack from Ezreal would have been enough, but it was the one more auto attack from Tay instead, and Tay was the one to pick up that kill. MMKH coming back up to the top lane right now, and MMKH can easily dive this, I think. Mad Supportal is here to provide a little bit of support, and he actually does have Stranglethorns right now, so MMKH a little bit skeptical about diving this. His cleavers do less damage the lower you are, so he couldn't quite get enough damage onto Tay. Tay has recall at this point. I'm just going to wait for the creep wave to get there a little bit with him, get a little bit of support on his attempt to capture the point. Graspers comes down from Supportal, and everyone's just on their way top right now. Talith trying not to get caught out. Sifu meeting him there. And MMKH actually getting kited really effectively by Supportal. There's a cleaver, gets ignited there. There's the Stranglethorns for the knock-up, the exhaust onto Supportal. I don't think it's going to be enough, but the Paranoia coming in from Nocturne, excuse me, that was actually in the bot lane. Ezreal getting caught out completely in the middle of the map. MMKH might be able to get the neutral on the windmill, but he's not going to be able to do any more than that. Still, he did pick up the 100 gold, so that's going to help him a bit.
Yeah, but still, Acoustic Ninja not being in the right position at the right time does get focused down by Talon and also jumped on by Half-Hearted Zergoth. Now, Tay, on the other hand, is doing his best trying to neutralize, pops the exhausts onto Acoustic Ninja, does not have that subjugate, has it in 8 seconds, but it won't be enough. I'm not sure if Tay can live that long to use the subjugate, because if he does, nope, gets taken out just as it came up. But meanwhile, down at the bot lane, Wolfer and Lurch fighting it out, and this is going to be a close fight. Lurch being taken on really low, but is able to sustain really quickly due to that turtle stance as well as the Ravenous Hydra, giving him a lot of lifesteal.
Yeah, Lurch needed to build that AoE damage in order to actually be able to contend with Nocturne's AoE from Umbra Blades and Duskbringer, and so that means that he's not tanky enough to the point where he can actually be able to just sustain forever and ever and ever and never die versus Nocturne. Engage with the shutdown there onto Half-Hearted. That was really, really close. Almost went down. Talus should be able to pick this up probably. The Cleaver hits. There's the... Oh, he picked up the health relic just in time. And the Cutthroat wasn't enough. Sona with the heals, and he has a Spear Visage. Spear Visage makes him heal for a lot, but not enough. Crag now stuck under the point. Crag's probably getting put down. Puts the Garrison for a little bit more damage, but Crag is not tanky at all. And as the Garrison expires, it's going to be Windmill going back to Clueless.
Yeah. Also, while that top fight was going on, Kusei Ninja does picked up a double kill onto Massive Portal, and I believe it was on Tay as well. I'm not so sure who else he got, but he was able to pick up an Assault and Battery actually being used in the bot lane. Wolfer being taken down pretty low. Fear actually
that Fear at the last possible second.
Oh my, the burst though. Kusei Ninja using that ult nearly kills Massive Portal. Massive Portal needs to be careful about this because the Kusei Ninja could just walk in, get an Arcane Shift, Mystic Shot off, and potentially pick up the kill onto Massive Portal. Meanwhile, up at the top lane, Kra under the turret, not very smart. Meanwhile, the position reverser being used onto Mundo, and when he uses it on Mundo, he's just gaining a lot of armor and MR, plus it's neutralizing Mundo from moving, so it gives his team time to put in some autos down.
Yeah, and while in, we have a Kusei Ninja trying to do what he can, just spamming out spells, going for that Trinity Brutalizer static shiv build, building into Last Whisper next, has the cooldown boost for additional CDR. Talus PA can't quite get any pickup there.
Oh, nice Pillar of Ice onto Kra. Just knocking him towards Tay. That was actually a really smart Pillar of Ice. Meanwhile, Lurch trying to do a little sneaky backhand, but gets blocked by that Pillar of Ice. Half-Hearted dealing a lot of damage with that Corrosive Charge and the Acid Hunter. That just deals so much damage with that Black Cleaver as well and Last Whisper. He has full penetration build. And the only armor item that we do see on Lurch is that Random Exilment. Meanwhile, Paranoia being used, Kusei Ninja just gets melted by Talon's ult, Shadow Assault. But meanwhile, Zyra does go down in the end. Assault and Battery used onto Sifu Calvin. Sifu Calvin does go down in the end. Double kill onto Wolfer. MMKH, he's pretty low, but can Wolfer pick up a triple, potentially?
I don't think he's going to be able to pick up a triple here. He just needs to keep the neutral. And honestly, right now, they just need to hold for a little bit. They're losing, Wawix's RP farm is losing 3 Nexus health per second. So the longer that Clueless can keep this up, the shorter they have to go for. And now it's 4 Nexus health per second, so that's going to be a game in 2 seconds.
Yeah, and oh man, Talif PA on the Talon, just destroying Acoustic Ninja with that burst damage, and we're going into game 3 between Clueless
game 3
and Wawix's RP farm.
Pretty nice to be able to get a game 3 finals, a 3-game series in our last one for this year. That's pretty cool. I'll transition over to the post game in just a second. I'm just realigning the names for the next game, so I don't have to do it in between at the next game start. Okay, there we go. Alright, take a look at the post-game screen. Tay doing a nice job on Trundle. 11-2. That's like a 3 1/3 or 3 2/3. KDA? No, 4 and like 4 point. Yeah, 4 2/3 or something like that.
For Tay?
3 2/3, I think. There's
I'm
some
not
math
sure.
I can't do.
I'm not sure, because they count in assists for KDA now.
Oh, no, I'm talking like old school, like
Not
not
kills and death?
KDR, kills to deaths ratio.
Oh, it's
I can't do
3
that
and
math
2.
off the top of my head.
It's like 3.66.
Okay, yeah, 3 2/3. There we go. That's right. So that's pretty solid to have. Seeing Half Heart's Urgot doing some work as well. Talith PA Talon. Curious to see how much damage he dealt actually when we get over to that screen there. A couple of Triforces going on Ezreal, Tay, and Sifu this game. It's usually not an item that we see that represented. Let's take a look at the damage dealt to champions, and indeed it is Talon up in front with 35,000 damage. Graveyard hero for this game, Vi with 306. And
Wow.
largest crit, take a look here, it's going to be Talon, 812. Zyra has 137. That one crit rune, man.
Oh my gosh.
You never know when
are-
it pays off.
I know. I think it was last game, Mad Supportal on Brand. He got a crit of 100.
Yeah. You never know. Never know.
Now,
All right, we're going to throw to our last commercial of the evening. Maybe our last commercial. Who knows? Something might go horribly wrong. But we're going to throw to that real quick. We'll get the next game lobby sub. We will bring you the one more game tonight. Game 3 of the finals for the last Dominate Dominion tournament of the year. Be right back with that.